AGL stands for Adapt, Grow, and Lead. I think that's what we're all trying to do in this digital transformation age. So the idea behind AGL was really to be a hybrid between a design agency and a tech consultancy. What I mean by that is generally with design agency, the traditional method has always been, to receive a brief, and then once a brief is provided to the agency then goes back, studies the brief, takes into account, how many people are needed, what exact services are needed, and then they come back to the client with sort of a proposal. With a consultancy, what happens is they generally help to sit down, brainstorm, dig out what the opportunity is, and basis of that, then they prepare what kind of services they can offer. The hybrid model and what AGL brings to the table is really merging both of these styles of working. Of course, when we started AGL, we were fortunate that we started dealing with Fortune 500 type companies. We dealt with governments and these kind of various different forms of entities. And what we found is this packaged service method really worked well across, because from the get-go, internally, our team was very clear in terms of how to deliver the said service and what the deliverables would be. And the clients were also as clear in terms, like, if it's a 2-week service, this is what you pay for, this is what you get at the end of it. The services that we provide at AGL fall within 3 broad categories: user experience strategy, user experience research, and UX UI design execution. All of this is viewed with the lens of innovation. So essentially, I would say at AGL, what we're doing is we're essentially an innovation studio. User experience strategy is where we combine design thinking and lean UX frameworks to run customized types of workshops. UX research, we specialize in qualitative research, and we do research in 2 key methods. One of them is where we actually have a global set of networkers who we tap into to have organic conversations with the kind of demographic you're looking to target. Organic conversation is the first kind of research that we do. The second kind of research that we do involves creating prototypes of the experiences that we're looking to provide consumers. This could range from purely digital prototypes, in which case we create high fidelity prototypes of either a mobile app, a responsive web app, a website, a microsite, you name it, any kind of digital touch point that there can be. When you have an idea and when you think it might work, all we help to do is we come in, before you get the expensive work started, we come in and help to determine and help to ascertain really that this idea indeed will work, and these are the KPIs it can help you meet in, within the specified time frame. We're headquartered in Singapore, and we have teams spanning across Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and now as we expand into the Middle East, these are the markets we're currently based out of. But having said that, the projects that we've done since our formation in 2018 have been global, truly global, because we have worked with Fortune 500 clients. So naturally, any digital touch points that we've had to work on with them extend beyond just the APAC region. For instance, there is a website launch that we did as one of our major first projects, and we had to launch it across 18 countries, which spanned from Singapore to Japan to Korea to the US. So we are familiar with the whole global landscape in that sense. The industries that we currently serve today really revolve around luxury retail, around real estate, both residential and commercial. We've also worked extensively with financial institutions like banks, insurers, and also government agencies. Yes, that is a question that's often on people's mind, that, we have our tech team, our developers can design, or we have UX UI designers within the dev team. So, what additional value do you bring? I think that is a very, very valid question, not just from a tech team point of view of, having 1 or 2 UX UI designers within the tech team, but also the more companies are sort of pivoting into becoming technology-led companies across the board, regardless of the industry. there are a lot of in-house design teams that function in the same capacity as well. However, companies like us are still standing strong, and the reason is because we are industry agnostic, which means that whether it's luxury retail, whether it's real estate, commercial or residential, whether it's financial institutions, banking, insurance, or government agencies, we have our foot, across all of these. We're industry agnostic, and we're able to see from an external point of view what are the trends that are going across all of these industries. We're able to sort of come with that consultative mindset almost, where we are not restricted by the guardrails of the industries in specifics, right? I think one example would be the insurance industry, for example, which is, everyone knows, all across the world, it's a very legacy-based industry. There are very strict rules in terms of how things are done. There are ways that are laid out in terms of, how a claim needs to be filed, for example, or how a service request needs to be processed. But when we come in, because we don't have that kind of a baggage that's associated with a particular type of industry, we're able to sort of ask all the silly questions. We're able to ask all, the inane questions. And by doing that, we're able to sort of peel off the onion layers almost. And we're able to uncover simpler methods of doing the same thing, or maybe just questioning, why certain things have been the way they are, which may or may not necessarily be the right way to be. So that's one point of difference I would say that we bring. The other point of difference that we bring, while a client already has an in-house design team, right? It's possible they have a full-fledged in-house design team, but they still engage with people like us. Besides the outside-in perspective that we bring, it's also this lens of innovation that we make sure each project that we work on has, which means that we are uncompromising on the consumer experience end to end, and at each touch point. This is something that when you sit internally within a team, firstly, there are hierarchies to manage, right? Then there's also internal politics that's at play. With us being complete external party, we're able to sort of, put all of that at bay and just focus on being the custodian for the consumer experience that we're looking to provide. So I would say those are sort of the two points of difference that we bring to the table.